Hey, playing with the camera, trying to get it set up to make it look decent. How y'all doing this fine, wonderful Monday? It is Monday. 7/6, July 6th, Monday, July 6th, 2020. I just parked in Richland, Washington. Got some stuff to deliver here in the morning. I get to go to Spokane, load up there. Let's go to Wichita. Oh, pardon me for yawning. Got my notes ready today. A lot of stuff's gone on. A lot of stupidness. Got a lot more questions this week than I do answers. But as normal, let's turn that off so nobody screams out on the CB, because I can't control what they're going to say. Sometimes I have a hard time controlling what I say. But let's go back in, and we know we're all getting tired of it, but the numbers of everything that they're pushing to keep everybody locked in, because, let me see, Texas shut down the bars and the restaurants back to half capacity. The whole Northeast is still like, nope, not doing nothing. Evidently, Washington State, as of Monday, is mandating a mask. There's a difference between a mandate and a law. Let's get into that real quick. According to the ADA and HIPAA, a company can be fined up to $75,000 for the first offense for violating my privacy when it comes to medical. So, I don't wear a mask. I'm a lot more apt to it if somebody just has, our company policy. You tell me, oh, Governor so-and-so says you got to wear it. No, sorry, it's not a law. It's mandated. Mandate is not a law. Besides, the CDC says wearing a mask is not recommended. It's not healthy for you. But all these other doctors like Fauci and Burr and all that, this is, they're trying to scare everybody into submission to, we got to go get this vaccine. And what people don't realize is it's hitting their first rodeo. Their first one was the AIDS epidemic. Oh, pardon me. In the 80s, they learned a lot of what not to do, so now they're applying all that to where, hey, now we can do stuff, but we'll get to that later. So the numbers in Oklahoma knows. Oklahoma numbers, not world numbers, not U.S. numbers. Total positive cases to date is 16,362. Nope, I forgot to do some math. So let's do this real quick. 10, that's 11, that's going to be 13, that's 7, that's 8, 12. Okay, so deaths is 399. So that means one died, because I wrote that down. That's important. And the reason is because even though cases are back up and cases are up, deaths and hospitalizations are down. So total recovered is 12,432. So if we take that and we add the deaths to it, that's 12,831. We're going to subtract 16. Hang on, let me get over here. 16,362 minus 12,831. That's going to be 1. Carry the 1. 6. Nope, that's going to be 3. Sorry, 13. That's going to be a 5. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 13, 3. So we got 3,531 active cases in the state of Oklahoma. Now, we're going to go through and we're going to look at some of my notes here, because I think these numbers are off. I think the whole test thing is off. I think everybody ought to just say the hell with it and not get tested. Pardon me. I didn't sleep well last night, plus there's a big hour difference. At home right now at 6:21, it's 4 out here. As you can tell, I had to pick my visor up because the sun's still down it, but I've read many. Back to the numbers here on the test results and go. So, what counts? There we go. Let's check this off. What counts as a positive test? Okay. If you go get tested and it goes back positive, that's a positive test. All right. So according to that, they say you're going to come back and you're going to get tested. Okay. If you test positive, there's another test that's positive. Every time you test positive till you get a negative, It's a positive test. So you can go positive, positive, negative, positive. You got 3 positive tests, 1 negative test. Okay, so another guy comes in and says, hey, just test me for the antibodies. It comes back, oh, you've got the antibodies. That's a positive test. So we've got 4 positive tests with 2 people. That's a big part of why the numbers are skewed. Another thing is okay, there's been 100 reports go on, and there's been some big ones here lately to where nurses clear across the country have literally like, man, everything that we sit there and please forgive me, my Lord. So, all right, yeah, repulsive forced COVID-19 test. All right, so what that is nurses sit there, and this has gone on all over the country. Everybody we've tested has come back positive. So one group of nurses sent 2 in, like opened it up out of the package, shoved it inside an envelope, mailed it to the testing facility. It come back as a positive. Wasn't even swabbed anybody. So since those 2 come back positive, same group of nurses took 11 tests, made up 11 names and addresses, opened them up out of the secure envelope, put them in the Cindy envelope to send them off. No swab, didn't touch anybody, wasn't contaminated. Send it off. All 11 of those tests come back positive. Got some big issues here, okay? So with all this going on and all that, who said these things wasn't infected with coronavirus before they got sent out there, and that's why everybody gets tested and it's infected. Now you're infecting yourself with it, and that's what creates the hospitalizations and this and that. So, yeah, I'm done with it. All right, so let me see here. We got those 2. Skip that one for now. Then skip that one. Skip that one. We're gonna get to all these here in a minute. Okay. So we're gonna come up with this, and it says difference between beliefs and liberties. And the reason that I got that note up there is I seen a post earlier this week. It says people in Texas are freaking out because governor says you got to wear a mask. Man, I hope I get some sleep tonight. So the Texas governor said, wear a mask. There's people freaking out saying, you're infringing on my liberties, which he is by saying you have to wear a mask. Okay. So somebody I know, I love this person dearly. They live in Texas. They're related to me. And they said, okay, so what happened to all the gay people and their right to be married? Okay, well, first of all, one has to do with beliefs. One has to do with liberties. If you don't like where you live, Texas, had a big thing that, they I don't know, they still do. I don't know the law on gay marriage. I don't keep up with it. But here's what I'm going to say. If you live in a state that does not recognize gay marriage, or as they said, the guy did not want to bake a cake for a gay couple, okay, as a business owner, I have the right to refuse business to anybody for any reason. Okay? So, he says, that's my religious. Then they want to sit there and say, oh, okay, well, he lied, so you can't bake him a cake. And, oh, this one here's, and they went off on the deep end on it. And it's like, all right. So their beliefs is they didn't have to bake them a cake. Okay. If you walk into any bar, any restaurant, and a lot of personal small businesses, there will be a sign that says, we refuse the right to serve anybody for any reason, anytime. Okay. Perfectly legal. There's a difference between that and the government coming in saying you can and can't do this. When the government comes in and says you can and can't do this, that's infringing on your liberties. If NASCAR says we're banning the flag of the Confederacy, well, first of all, the flag that they're actually banning is Robert E. Lee's battle flag. Okay, and the reason that it stood up so long with him is because he was the most decorated Confederate officer that goes along with that. Another thing that people, if they do their homework and go back and research, is Abraham Lincoln approached Robert E. Lee for being on the Union side before it all went down. Okay, so then that goes into these statues being torn down. Frederick Douglass, if I'm correct, was a black man. And you people that claim to be sitting there saying, oh, impression, are tearing down statues of black people back in the day, people of color that helped build what goes on today. Y'all just want to destroy history at this point in time. You ain't got nothing wanting to do about anything. You just out there because somebody said, hey, here's some money, go do it. And y'all want to go act a fool. Okay. So, on that little note, little difference. Okay, Epstein didn't kill himself. Woohoo. Okay, so the cameras were out, the guards were sleeping, and he just magically hung himself. So, Maxwell, okay, she was considered to be his pimp. She took care of the books, she did the payments, arranged some meetings, tracked down the kids that all went on part of the Epstein deal, has been arrested. She was found, they said she was hiding out in New Hampshire. I'm sure they knew where she was at. They're moving her to New York. Okay, now she says she's going to turn state's evidence. She's looking at 35 years just for the dumb stuff. Okay, so how long do y'all think she's going to not commit suicide in custody? I'm going to give it a couple weeks. Because we're looking at Prince Andrews, Prince Harry, the Clintons, congressmen, senators, whole bunch of lists of people being involved in that. And when bad power has a combination of being challenged and being brought down for their bad, evil acts, people have a tendency to commit suicide. On a sad note today, Charlie Daniels passed away this morning. He's 83 years old. They said it was due to a stroke. Man, in my heart, truly loved America. I enjoyed his music. We'll continue to listen to it. Okay, Supreme Court rulings, 3 of them that I found this week. We've got about 5 more to go. 1, okay, George Soros has a weird foundation out there that he funds a bunch of stuff like, and he has dual citizenship from what I understand. I'm going to have to do some research to convert that. But he was claiming he has the First Amendment under this, even though he don't live in the States, he lives out of the States. And the Supreme Court said, no, you don't. You're not living here, and you not a citizen. Constitution don't apply to you. So, if you're not a citizen and the Constitution don't apply to you, and you don't live here and the Constitution don't apply to you, what makes you think all these illegals come in and it applies to them? It don't. It's kind of like birthright citizenship is a load of crap. Constitutionally, both parents have to be naturalized citizens in the United States for your children or your child to have a citizenship in the United States. Okay, people don't understand that because they've been told, oh, if you're born here, you're a citizen. That's not true. Constitutionally, both parents have to be naturalized citizens when you're born, not after you're born, before you're born, for you to be a citizenship. Okay. Second one, Supreme Court rules Electoral College must stick with the state's popular vote. So all these electorates that the states vote for and this and that. Years ago, some of them said, oh, we're going to vote the way we want to. We don't give a crap about our policy. Well, the Supreme Court got to looking at it and said, okay, well, this would change up to 5 elections. No, the Electoral College must stick with the popular vote. So that means if Trump wins the popular vote in North Dakota, South Dakota, he gets them electoral colleges. And whoever wins California, they get that electoral vote. Okay, so now the sad part is more people live in California than North and South Dakota combined. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, so that's how you can sit there and quote unquote win the Electoral College and not win a popular vote, because you can win all the, like New York, California, these are all big metropolitan million. I mean, I think at one point in time they said like an eighth of the country lived in California. Okay, it takes a lot of states to beat that. Okay, now remember Houston, the city of Houston, just to give you an idea, the city of Houston's entire population is equal to or greater than the entire state of Oklahoma. Okay. All right, another one, robocalls. Okay, like, all these robocalls that everybody's been getting on their cell phones. Yeah, okay. Supreme Court said no. We got to jerk that out. You can't be calling. Can't be doing this crap on cell phones now. Can't be doing that. So we're going to go back to our phones should be getting a lot quieter. Okay, but to get that out there, yes, the Supreme Court did rule that robocalls, even including government collection calls, yeah, no, can't be on the cell phone anymore. All right, so we got all that one done except for the St. Louis couple. All right, so let's go with this. St. Louis couple. Here this last week, I was coming back. Big deal out of it. They live in a gated private community. No trespassing, residents only. No trespassing signs all over the place. They're saying 200 to 500 protesters. Okay. So we'll say 200 protesters tore down metal gates to get inside of there to go protest. So now we have 200 people criminally trespassing, breaking the law. It's not a peaceful protest at this point in time. Now you're looting. Okay? You're committing a criminal act by being out there because there's signs. Okay? So 2 attorneys in St. Louis come out. He had an AR. She had a pistol. All right, and all the news, he's sitting there, he's barefoot now. He could have handled himself a lot better. Somebody's, of course, recording it in the protest side, the loot side, the criminal action side, because he hadn't committed a criminal act yet. He's being kind of stupid the way he's handling himself. Now, his wife, on the other hand, is over pointing a pistol, and she's pointing it at the crowd. Okay, there's the problem. Unless she felt like her life was in danger, and according to the little video that I seen, there was words being thrown back and forth. And you point a gun at somebody, that could be considered assault. Okay, so we don't know what went on out film or not, but that covers that. So last I heard, the state city attorney was looking at possibly prosecuting both of them. Well, I don't think the case against him would stand up to her. It might, but on that point in time, they're going to turn around and say, you had 200 criminal trespassers in front of their house. How did they not know they weren't going to rush them at this point in time? You don't. So it's a lose-lose situation. People, if you're going to sit there and use your firearm, be safe about it. Assume at all times, no matter what you do, whenever you take out, especially in big crowds, somebody's probably got you on film some way. They're not looking about it. All right. Same thing. Seattle this weekend. Roads closed off. People standing on the road. Okay. And the cops closed the road. Okay. Literally shut down the on-ramps. Okay. So, white Jaguar, they assume, goes up one way, turns around, comes back, speeding. You can see him swerve around the car, plow into some people. I mean, in video I watched, because I watched video, you could hear the people hit them, flip them up, okay, and down. All right, so main MSMs are saying, oh, white luxury car, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty here. Okay, there was a black guy driving a white Jaguar, hit 2 white broads, okay. They're both in the wrong, because A, blocking the highway is a federal criminal offense. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay, now on the other hand, he's being investigated. He's already been charged with 2 counts of vehicular assault because there's no evidence of him trying to slow down. Now it goes into, was this a targeted deal to where, okay, and everybody's like, oh, it's California, it don't matter. He maliciously went the wrong way to get on that highway to do something. That's my opinion. May be wrong, may not. All right. So with all this going on and everybody's saying, Black Lives Matter. Okay. Black Lives Matter to this group so much. How come they're not raising hell about the 8-year-old black girl in Atlanta that was shot? How come they're not raising crap about the 4-year-old in Chicago that was shot? I'll wait. Okay. I ain't heard nothing about that on the news or on Yahoo News. It comes across mine, or, Bloomberg News it comes across, or Washington Post articles that says, a bunch of black people shot other black people, because it's not about Black Lives Matter. It's about fundamentally changing this country. I'll get to that in a minute. This is why I say all lives matter. Now, I seen a post from somebody that I just hold my breath from sometimes, and pray that one of these days the light's going to come on, because they posted Black Lives Matter. If you can say all lives matter and blue lives matter, then evidently you got a problem with the word black. No. I've got a very dark-skinned brother friend of mine, been to the house many times, been to his mama's house in Nevada. Okay? All lives matter. And I agree with that. And the reason I say that is because I'm mad about the 2 kids that got killed. I'm mad about everybody that's out there unjustifiably murdered by anybody. Okay? I do not support, will not support the group Black Lives Matter, because if you listen to their conversation of what they want to do this country, the head honcho from New York said you can figuratively take it or literally take it, but if we don't get our demands met, we will burn the system down. Okay, the only 2 people I know of that hold demands are terrorists and hostage takers. And both of them are criminals. And for a long time, this country had a no demand meeting policy. We did not negotiate. Period. I don't know what's going on. Alright. So, to me, it's not about black lives. It's a BS excuse to get rid of our history. Because if you erase a country's history, you erase the country. Okay. Another thing is like Seattle, the chop zone out here in Washington, the Chaz, the Capitol Hill occupied protest, or whatever they wanted to call it. The mayor finally signed an order and had that ex-nayed. Why? Because they got up to her house and went to spray painting and graffitiing it all over it. And Antifa is another one that everybody better watch out with, because they'll get in a group and their whole thing is to cause chaos and ruckus and burn stuff down. And it's another group that is actually being investigated by several agencies. One that people better wake up and start paying attention to is the Sunshine Group. I've said it once, I'll say it again. And while we're on this little deal, I'm hearing some squeaking going on, so it's alright. But this whole white privilege deal. So I don't believe I have it. I'm going to go off on this little rant thought that I have, and I would love to hear some people's ideas about it. Is if you have something like, okay, I have a car, I can give the car away. I have money, I can give the money away. I have this, I can give it away. Alright, so if you feel that you've got white privilege, give it away. Oh, you can't give it away because you're white. Yeah, you can. You know that $100,500,000 home you're living in? If you got that because you're white, evidently you got it because you're white privilege, right? You're going to invite a whole bunch of them people saying you got white privilege, come live with you, stay in your house. Don't charge them rent. You can feed them, do their laundry, whole 9 yards. Make you feel better, probably. But yeah, that $100,000, 6-figure year income you got because evidently your white privilege got it for you and you didn't work for it. How about giving some of that money away? Or that nice car you drive? Did you get that because of white privilege? Let them hoodlums take it running down the road. There's your white privilege, and that's how you give it away. Now, you going to sit there and turn around and tell me I got that job because I busted my ass, I got that house because I busted my butt, and I got that car because I busted my butt? Then you just ignored and defeated your own argument for white privilege. But I'm telling you, if you got anything and you white and you say there's white privilege, evidently you got it all because that white privilege is out there. You need to be getting rid of it and giving it away to make you feel better. Oh, there, I feel much better because that one come out. That one was eating me up. Another thing is I tell everybody, you block the highway and you you get on this truck that I'm in, we're going to have a problem. Because remember FedEx? Yeah, we're going to have another FedEx operation going on. Other than that, I love all y'all. Appreciate it. Enjoyed doing the videos. Got another B one coming out Friday. Been working on. I was blessed enough to go to the house for about 10 hours. Look at some stuff. Seen the garden. Said I really need to do a video on that garden over there. Show you how the plants are coming up. The lettuce, broccoli, everything's coming up. I will tell you, I've learned 100 things on what not to do in the garden this year. But again, please like, share, subscribe. Find any value of it, put a note down there, send me a comment, something. In other words, stay vigilant, be safe. We love y'all.